covers I do directly into Audacity, as you can see. And I think I'm just going to actually, no, I'm going to set something up real quick. This will help me a little bit, just so I know what's going on. Up. Oop. Anyway, so a lot of people lately have been asking how I do my vocal technique. By the way, my mic might be quiet. There is a reason behind that. I don't want to clip the mic while I'm doing vocals. But a lot of people have been asking me lately how I do my vocals and how I edit them and how I mix them into stuff. And it's really not that difficult. I use this cheap mic. I bought it at Radio Shack, and it's a it's a USB mic. I bought a Blue Yeti as well, and honestly, I found this one to be better quality. It picks up. You'll probably hear my air conditioner in the background. This picks up a lot less than my Blue Yeti did. The Blue Yeti seemed to pick up a lot more sound in the room, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But you know, when you're recording, I have to turn off the AC, and then my echo in the room itself, it gets kind of out of hand with the Blue Yeti. It's very hard to edit and make it sound right. So with this, right now I'm going to do just a simple. I'm going to show you how I record. Like my mic gain right now, I believe it's at like 23. Yeah. So I set my mic gain at 23. It's pretty low. If I talk right here, I'll probably sound a lot louder. But basically, sorry for the mess. My buddy's been living with me, and I've got shit everywhere. Anyway, basically, when you record harsh vocals, you don't want the mic to be right up in your face. You're gonna get getting a lot of P's and stuff in there. You know, you don't want that in there. But essentially, here I'll give you a little bit of example here. So if I were to scream directly into the mic, just like close to my face, it would get this that spike. You don't want these spikes. These spikes are not very good. So I'm gonna open a track real quick. Look at this fucking fly spinning around me. I'm gonna freak out on it. We'll do this. This one. This is a track that a Hungarian fellow whose name I can never pronounce correctly. He created this. It's like Balazs Vargas, I believe. Great guy. I mean, you should check out his channel for sure on YouTube. He does all sorts of instrumentals and whatnot. He just recently uploaded a metalcore one that was really nice. But anyway, so get this track here, and I'm gonna turn these. Let's see. Do I have the? I want to mute everything here except that track. You know what? That won't work. We'll just go through each every. You know what? I can just do this. This will make it faster. So you can see I record a lot. Alright, so I'm going to turn this way down real quick. There's this track, and I'm just going to kind of go to a random spot. I'm not sure where the intro actually goes. Not quite there. Yeah, so when I record, I simply go for it. So you can mess with the gain. You want to be able to hear the music while you're going, so you can stay on beat, obviously. But so this might be a little loud. Let's turn it down a tad. Let's see. So yeah, so you want to be able to hear the music so you can stay on beat. You don't want to be off beat when you're screaming or singing or anything. And you just when you record, I keep the mic kind of sideways at me, so I'm not putting a lot of air in the mic. It does pick up more noise that way, so I have to make sure everything over there is quiet. And right now my AC is running, so this won't be the best of quality. But I'm gonna record a line, and then I'm gonna show how I do my editing techniques, which are real simple. It's seriously not a whole lot. It's two different compressors, a limiter, and a de-esser. That's it. So I'm not even gonna try to really sing this. I might a little bit, but I think it's better on the screams. I'm going to show you raw and whatnot as I go through it, what each one does. So, and then you can EQ if you want, but I'm not a professional, so I don't go for the most professional sounding stuff, you know. So anyway, that's a good spot. I hear them call my name. They'll try to bend me. They'll try to bring me down. So, by the way, I wrote the lyrics for this one and the vocal patterns. So, here is the track raw. I'm gonna mute the music. I'm just gonna solo this, and this is what the track would sound like. No edits, raw vocals. I hear them call my name. They'll try to bend me. They'll try to bring me down. Not bad. You can tell it's definitely missing the oomph from most screams. It just kind of has this, especially this right here. It's a lot quieter than the rest, and we don't want. You can also hear kind of a crack in there. And we don't want to. It's mainly right here, I think, this crack. Anyway. We don't want to make it sound. We don't want it to sound computer. We don't want it to sound robotic. So I limit it all, which already will. I hear them call my name. They'll try to bend me. They'll try to bring me down. It does add a little bit of a saturation underneath, a little more bass to it. But then I compress, and that's a hard limit, by the way. And you can do all sorts of different limits. I found that this makes the way I do this right here, I just compress it, makes it all louder, boosts the peaks, and you can change your thresholds and whatnot. This is all my basic settings here. It's pretty quick attack release. Everything's pretty basic there. 6:1 compressor, and then I limit it again. This will make it sound more in your face. It pushes the sound. It makes it sound like I'm. Beforehand, you could hear almost every little different thing in my voice. You could hear the cracks. You could hear the each individual vibration, I guess. This kind of helps fit it all together, makes it sound more aggressive. So it sounds. I hear them call my name. They'll try to bend me. They'll try to bring me down. I can actually sort of hear the air conditioner in the background, which I would not want to keep that on a normal take. But then I use this Blockfish compressor. It's a free software. You download it. You put it right into your plugins list, and it works great. It's a great thing. But I'm fast response, obviously. I put saturation on. My output's just a little up because it does kind of tone down your sound, and I compress it up about. This can change. It depends on what sound you're going for. VCA and Opto, by the way, I don't exactly know everything about this compressor here, but if you can hear, I can. I hear them call my name. They'll try to bend me. They'll try to bring me down. VCA makes the higher ends, I feel, kind of haze more, while Opto makes the lower ends haze more. And I like a good. When I do saturation, I like it to be wide. I like it to be. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyway. And you can bypass it so you can double check. I hear them call my name. But it puts more air into the words. It puts like this, I guess, over it, which is a weird way to describe that, but it does a nice job. Then the de-esser will just take the sharp S sounds that I got from compressing it all and tone it down. I hear them call my name. They'll try to bend me. They'll try to bring me down. See how much I subtract that by 4, subtract that by 4, so this should come out all right. So when you hear, another thing I do is after every track I do have to kind of cut it back. The timing's a little off. You get that with a lot of stuff anyway, but most stuff can autocorrect. This one does not. So I have to go manually and cut everything back a little bit. But once you play it, I hear them call my name. They'll try to bend me. They'll try to bring me down. Now you have that whole set. And I wouldn't keep this take. Not exactly the best take, but yeah, I can even show you in the original track of this. Oh, I can't open a new one. That's fine. You know what we can do? Bring everything back, as if nothing happened. Shit. Let's not do that, though. Unmute. I can just solo unmute. That'll do it. So in the original, you can see all of these are turned pretty far down. And you know what? Just so I don't blow your guys' ears out, because I know this has a habit of doing that, I'm going to... And I'm going to... I was going to do something else, but this actually will probably be quicker. Mixer render to a new track. now I can solo this track. Turn it down. So you can hear in this one, I screamed it, sort of. I call it screaming, and it sounds a little like this. So it's a really neat little trick I took. So I did something a little weird, and if you've ever messed around in Audacity, you'll know there's this thing called pulse stretching, and it is a weird ghost sound effect type thing. Here, I can play this one here. This is gonna come out of the right ear, but you know, I'll center it just for now. And that is my cheap way of adding a crowd sound effect. As long as I can tone the volume down pretty far down, I can make this crowd sound effect with this, which is how I got this screaming here that has a crowd sound effect. So now, obviously, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to cheat my way out of everything. I'm not going to just leave that on its own. I did a full scream track on its own, or on itself, with just a basic statement. I hear them call my name! It's fine. It looks like there's a break there, but I didn't hear it. Hang on. Oh, it's gone. That's weird. Anyway, so yeah, I did a normal. I hear them call my name! And then obviously I cut silence in between, because you don't want your air conditioner or anything in the background, just a room ambience in general, coming in and distorting anything. So I silence all of that, and that's it, based off of simply editing and applying your vocals to a track. Now it's how to do the vocals that a lot of people are confused with, because a lot of people focus really hard on, I want to learn how to do false chord screams, or I want to learn how to do fry screams, and that's what they want. They don't want to learn the other one, or they're not trying to learn the other one because what they're learning now sounds close enough, so they stick with that. But really, if you focus so much on, I have to do this, you're almost going to be blind to every option available. So if I only focused on doing false chord screaming, which mine, they're not the best, and I don't care about it, but I can use them in certain ways that I can't use fry. For example, my fry scream lowest is a you. That's about as low as I can go normally. Maybe on a good day a little lower, but false chord, it's a lot more bear-like and a lot more guttural. I can even show you in a few. I think I have them on here. Here we go. Now, they're still not the greatest. I will never say that my false chord screams are good. I don't like them, and I probably never will. But let's solo this out, and this is what my false chord sounds like with the same edits. I didn't change any type of editing technique. Is this the beginning or the end? Your fate's in the palm of my hand. That's it. They're nothing special. They're straight false chord screams. They're not fancy. I did 2 sets of screams on this one, and I believe in the original song. This is Shadow of Intense, The Heretic Prevails, if you can't tell by the title up here. In the original song, he did a talking and screaming, but I couldn't get that same type of sound, so I just took these two, which I'm going to tone them both down by 3 decibels so I don't blow anyone's ears out. And this was the light of the void, within the height of the fight, beyond the reaches of God's liberty, triumph and loss. Alas, the nightmare music sang as he awoke the strains of insane. That was a fry scream bottom and a false chord on top. Now, my fry screams are weird, so I don't just fry scream on its own. I can't get that projection right because it just sounds like a yeah, and then I lose it. So I take the false chord feeling, that ba, yo, yeah, and I mix it with the fry technique, the yeah, gravelness, the yeah, and then, you know, you push it and yeah, and you get this and then you flip it into your head voice, so you get this, and it just projects itself. It's easy as that. So that's why my scream sounds a little weird compared to everyone else's, but I love it. You can do all sorts of, it gives you more room, in my opinion, than normal fry screams, because the normal fry scream, most normal fry screams, like if you look at an Infant Annihilator, they're real quiet. Or Avatar, for example. If you guys know the band Avatar, they're I believe, Swedish? Either Swedish or Norwegian. I think they're Swedish. Metal band. And they have this very, if you watch them live, I can't remember what show it was, but there's this, I saw this video where he's like, it's time to die, and it just didn't sound right at all. I mean, when your normal voice can be projected louder than your scream, to me that's not screaming, that's whispering. So, I prefer being able to versus it just doesn't, I don't like the whispering sound. With false chord, the reason I say I don't like my false chords mainly is because I still haven't learned how to do it correctly quite yet. I can go all day long, no problem. But as soon as I turn it into this, it becomes a problem. After 15 minutes of recording, I'm either exhausted or my throat will begin to hurt. Which is why I don't do them often at all. I don't recommend doing them often if it hurts. I don't recommend doing any vocals if they hurt at all. But I did it in this song because that day I was doing really good and I didn't have any pain while recording it, especially during this section here. I believe so low. This right here.
Betwixt the light and the void, within the heart of the fun, beyond the reaches of God, smothered in triumphant loss. Alas, the nightmare nears its end, as the hourglass strains of its sand.
That was one of the longest times ever gone. In fact, you can hear a little background here. I think I heard music playing. Yeah, you can hear this song. Oh, there's a click there. I didn't even notice that. I wonder if you can hear that in the song. Is this the click? Tone this back 3 decibels as well. Nah, you can't even hear it. But, oh yeah, here's an example of an edited vocal. I had to turn it up, apparently. Let's see how this one sounded. So, I don't even remember doing this one. I don't know what this was. Ah, so, what you heard there, this right here. This is what I call a scream cut. I should have retook this. It's when, so every now and then when doing screams, you, yeah, and it almost feels like it's smooth. I can't think of the right word for it. It turns from that gravelly scream into a smoothness. So in here you can really hear it. I think it was mainly right here. Oh. Yeah, it was really smooth instead of
Betwixt the light.
I should have retook that for sure.
Betwixt the light.
I think what covered that when I didn't hear it was these two because they're in the background. So let's. Yeah, that definitely helps. Having these in the background. It didn't hide it as much as I thought it would. But that did add a really. Those screams were really good. Those were really solid.
Beyond the reaches of God. I am worthy of the conquering of all, ignition of the fuse, the kingdom to fall.
Now, right after this, the kingdom to fall part, and again, I did not make this song. This is all Shadow of Intent. But right after that, the kingdom to fall part, I do this. I go back to fry. So, and again, it's a little more than a fry. It's like a little bit of both. But, what's the word I'm looking for? This type of scream, if you listen to it, I'm going to tone this down a little bit. A lot of it. There we go. There's a lot of sounds in there. Ooh, is that an N? Did you hear that? I do that a lot on ours. I bark them. Anyway, I should have retook that line as well. But when you hear it in the music, -3, -3.
come to a painless end.
So you can see here I switch back and forth.
Surrender the construct.
Those are two different techniques there. A high false chord for me is awful. It would be
What are you continue to strive, reclaimer?
very airy, very gurgly, not very good. Hence why I do the fry. There's a section in this song that I love. Ben Dewar, the vocalist for this band, is this it?
The time is...
No. So that's chorus again. Trying to think. I don't know where it is. Oh, that might be it right there. Or maybe. This might be it.
I will...
Okay, so Ben Dewar did an amazing job at this section. If you watch him, he did it all in one take. And at this time, I was like, man, if he can do it in one take, I can do it in one take. So I did all of this in one take, and I wish I didn't. I wish I would have gone back, either redone it or maybe split it and do it in a couple parts. But he does this really neat low, and I tried mimicking him the best I could. But in this is some of my, in my opinion, best and worst screaming sounds, because it played off pretty well.
I will not rest.
That should have been
Peace members over myriad flailing as a suffocating salutes.
That should have been redone there.
Read corrupted only in you.
Notice how that started to smooth out there? This section right here, I think. Yeah, there's a little oh in there. That's a sign that I'm not doing the scream correctly. That's a really bad break. That might be even longer than I think. Ooh, that's even worse there. This section right here. So, this damn fucking fly. That one's definitely not the best. And then there's... Yeah, that was very bassy. Should have been more of a or instead of a I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to bark or if I wanted to whatever the fuck that was. Yeah, so that's about all I wanted to show in that one. But I'm trying to think of the best way I found in recording when you're doing vocals is just find something, one, that sounds okay to you. It doesn't have to sound good to other people. If it sounds good to you, do it. If it doesn't hurt, and if it's not too loud, because you don't want to. If you have to turn your gain all the way down like me, it's fine, but then you have to get really close to the mic. When you get really close to the mic, you're more likely to put a lot of air in the mic. But then if you back away and you turn your gain up, for example, so I'll bring my mic back here, turn it up to 60. Now you hear that air conditioner awfully, and you can hear everything in the room, and I would clip the mic. Even if I'm way back here and I'm being loud, I would probably clip the mic. And you don't want to clip it. It sounds terrible. So I always keep it around 23, and then just that's about it. You can flip between two different techniques in screaming. You can which is neat. It's fun. But I guess right now I'll do kind of a demonstration. I've got a whole lot in here. This is a very fun cover. We'll do one of these just so. We'll stick to this one. And bear with me. I might not remember most of these words. I am mostly retarded. So let's see. I'm just so I don't have to turn everything down. Actually, you know what? I can. It'd be quicker this way. New track. Solo it. Turn it down a few decibels. How does this go? I'm not sure how on this will sound, but
I hear them call my name. Can't kill the suffering. I'm tired of living like I am afraid. A shadow of my former self, a masquerade. Burning God. Put me back so I can feel alright. I'm holding on, but there's nothing inside. Shatter the past, break it like glass. I should have known that nothing could last. It all comes to pass. I'm suffocating, breaking my back. It happened so fast. How do I go on when I lack the will to attack? What's breaking me down? Burn it in the flames. Soul is melting away. I was led astray. There is nothing left of me. Nothing left of me. Nothing left of me.
I write the lyrics and even I can mess up my own songs. Again, Blaze Vargas is the one who made this. Check his channel out on YouTube. It's actually pretty sick.
I hear them call my name.
Screaming.
Can't kill the suffering. I hear them call my name. Can't kill the suffering.
That's actually really difficult to do. It takes a lot of diaphragm support, so it's very rough on the gut. The screaming, especially the higher you go.
Break me down inside. Put me back so I can feel alright. I'm holding on, but there's nothing. Yet burn it in the flames. Soul is melting away. But I was led astray. There is nothing left of me. Nothing left of me.
That is raw vocal screams over a track. They don't sound the best. They lack all the in your face that a normal track would have, and they obviously that's obviously why editing's important. And I fucking see you. And that's kind of the style I do and how I do it. And that's pretty much all this was about. I was going to make a video, but I'm really lazy and don't feel like going back over it. When I do videos, I watch every bit of it. And I'm real lazy and I don't want to watch this. So I'm going to end it there. Thanks anybody for watching. I know it's been real short, but who knows? Maybe we'll do more. I have a couple covers I have plans for doing. I don't want to disclose any yet because I changed my mind last second a lot. But Slipknot, I really like Slipknot. They're on my mind, and Motionless in White has a new song out. I say a new song; they have a whole album out. But they've got this one song I really like, and I think it'd be fun. But as for future updates, I don't know how many. It's very hard to find instrumentals for a lot of songs I want to cover, so I might end up doing some over just regular tracks. But yeah, Feel free to give this a thumbs up, thumbs down. If you guys got any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. And if you have, if you guys want a more vocal tutorial type thing, I'm not big on those, but I like demonstrating. I like to teach people different things. I'm no professional. Again, I'm not. I don't. None of my advice is medical. Funny. Anyway. So yeah. I'm no professional by any means. I'm not saying this is what you should do. I'm saying this is how I do it. This is what I do, and these are the techniques I've done, and they work for me. We're not going to have that in the way. So again, thanks for joining. And with that, I